This
try to
conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, just before the class, let me give my career and my training experience and everything, and then I just need your particulars also, just to know how to tackle this class. I mean, if you're a fresher, I will be talking everything in brief. I mean, I will be talking everything in detailed manner. If you're an experienced candidate, sometimes I think I need to talk something in brief, not in detailed manner. Okay, for that reason, I just need your particulars also. And the reason why are you learning these HCM classes also, I just need to know. Yeah, myself, Meher, I'm working in Oracle Corporation, and totally I'm having 30 years of experience, in which from past 6 years I've been working in Oracle Fusion. And prior to that, I worked in Oracle domain technologies like EBS, in which most of the times I used to work on in inventory side modules like supply chain management, along with that HRMS modules, in that core HR, global payroll, as well as in EB tax modules also. In Fusion HCM, with respect to Fusion, I have been working with HCM modules only, which are related to core HR, global payroll, absence management, and benefits. Okay, I used to teach classes mostly on core HR, payroll, and absence management. And sometimes, if anybody is requesting for benefits, also I used to cover that also. Okay, that's for extra charge. That's a different scenario. And totally, I'm having totally 4 years of experience in teaching, and I went for Dubai as well as Malaysia as a corporate trainer from different companies. Okay, that's all about my teaching experience and my professional experience as an IT developer. Let me know about yourself also. Can you please go ahead, Ganesh? Hello, I'm not hearing anybody.
Hello.
Yeah, I am able to hear you. Can you please go on?
Hello.
Ganesh. Yeah, I'm able to hear you.
Yeah.
Please go.
So
Just
how
please
long
go
it
on.
will be the training? I said like. Sorry.
Anyway, that part I'll be discussing at the end of the today's demo. Training will be around 45 sessions. Okay. It may go for nearly 2 months, and if time permits us, I will cover on Saturday and Sunday, and it will maybe completed in 40 days also. But 45 sessions are needed. 45 hours of sessions are needed. It may go till 2 months, not more than that. At the same time, not less than 40 days.
Okay.
I am
At the same time, whatever. Sorry.
Sorry,
Yeah, please.
I need to know yourself. What's your experience? What's your IT experience? Why are you learning this course? I just need to know those particulars.
Yeah. My name is Ganesh. I have around 5 years of experience in US mortgage. It is like a mortgage sector. So maybe I don't know. You guys are aware of this kind of mortgage. One of my relative referred me to join this course because of he carrying nearly 10 years of experience in this in this IT field.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's very good. You're having currently a job, right? Working in some particular company, as in mortgage sector.
Yeah, I'm working, but and meanwhile I'm joining this course as well.
Okay. And okay, Ganesh,
Yeah.
that's fine. Any questions for you? Or else we'll be talking at the end of all for demo class.
Yeah, we'll talk it later. Let complete this demo session.
Yeah, sure. And Vinod, can you please let me know about yourself?
Hey, this is Vinod. I have been 13 years of experience in EPS and Fusion for Oracle projects. I'm aware of project module, project accounting, and PPM. Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible, but not very perfect.
I was saying I have experience in Oracle projects module, project accounting, and PPM in Fusion. I want to switch this because PPM and cloud, I think I have got bored of. I want to switch it and learn HCM module also. Integrates with all the modules, right?
Where are you working now?
I'm currently working BIAS.
BIAS, okay.
BIAS. BIAS.
BIAS, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a US based company or what's the?
Yes. US based mainly. Yeah. The operating units,
Okay.
business units in India, Hyderabad and Bangalore.
Okay. Fine. Yeah. Thanks for the information. Yeah. Hello. Please continue. If you have any questions, no, right?
No, we'll finish at the end.
Yeah, sure. Give 1 minute before starting the class. I just want to share something as part of this demo. Basically, as for today's agenda, what I will discuss today for today's demos class is how this Fusion was developed, what's the different types of solutions are there in Fusion, okay, and what is the current release and what are the different number of releases happened, and what are the different SaaS cloud offerings. I'll be discussing everything in detail. Okay. If any questions, please stop me and ask me, no problem. Coming for innovation for Fusion, the first one. Okay. Basically, Fusion was evolved combiningly by considering most of the best in breed in features from different technologies. You might be aware of EBS. EBS is one of the technology for financials module, as well as even JD Edwards. JD Edwards is also one of the best technology tool for implementing procurement financials module. They have considered all the best in breed features from these JD Edwards and EBS, and they have incorporated those features in Fusion. Okay, that is Fusion Financials. But anyway, our concern is to talk about Fusion HCM, but not Fusion Financials. But how this Fusion was evolved, I'm just trying to cover now. And along with that, PeopleSoft. The PeopleSoft is one of the giant for HRMS activities. Okay, to implement any HR activities and even payroll module also, PeopleSoft is one of the best technology tool. Okay, even that was brought by Oracle previously, and now PeopleSoft is an Oracle subsidiary tool, and they have taken all the best in breed features from PeopleSoft, and they have incorporated into Oracle Fusion HCM. Okay, and which made the product of Oracle Fusion. Okay, and along with that, we are having Siebel CRM, which is for customer relationship management, and Hyperion is a reporting tool from which OTBA reporting tool was developed in Fusion. Okay, they have taken the best in breed features from different technologies and they have incorporated that into Fusion, and they have built the Fusion technology. Okay, coming for deployment solutions, we are having two types of deployment solutions. One is on-premise, other one is cloud. Vinod, do you aware of these things by any chance? Yeah, Vinod, are you there first of all?
Yes. Sorry. Yeah, I know on-premises and.
Yeah, let me know in your terms what you are aware of these on-premise and cloud models.
On-premises is something which you have customization you can do. Okay. Second thing is like it's mainly like PaaS. PaaS is called on-premises.
Yeah, nice. Okay, let me go. Let me talk about on that more. In cloud, we are having one model called SaaS model. Okay, totally we are having three models of deployment solutions. One is SaaS, other one is PaaS, other one is IaaS. Okay, three models are there. I'm just abbreviating. SaaS is nothing but software as a service. Okay, and PaaS is nothing but people use it to call as platform or product. It's a platform or product. And finally, IaaS is nothing but infrastructure as a service. I know there might be spelling mistakes. I'm not concentrating on that. Okay, there are three types of deployment solutions. Out of these three, SaaS is called cloud model, whereas these two can be considered as PaaS model, on-premise models. Okay, basically, what will happen in these three models? Either it is PaaS, SaaS, or IaaS model. What Oracle will give is Oracle will give some cloud space. Okay, where we can deploy your database. In that database might be having some link. Okay, for that, to get into that link, to get login into the application, database application, there will be some username and password. Okay, you using this username and password, you have to log into this link, and we have to configure the application the way the client needs it. Here, the application might be configured by a third-party company, maybe like Infosys or Cognizant, or directly configured by Oracle for the client. We can consider client as a Reliance, and it might be configured by some third-party company like Infosys or Cognizant or some third-party company. But sometimes it might be directly configured by Oracle to the client. Okay, Oracle will do consulting as well as product development also. Okay. That's the same will happen in SaaS and PaaS and IaaS. What's the difference SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS is? In SaaS, Oracle will give some public cloud space. Oracle will give some public cloud space. Here, it is public. Public. Since it's a public cloud space, that can be accessible by the cloud space can be accessible by multiple clients. More than 2 clients can be accessed. That more than 2 clients. Since it's having access to multiple clients, whatever more than 2 clients. I'm sorry, I'm getting so many noises now. Anyways, more than 2 clients can access this public cloud space. That's the reason. If it's shared for multiple clients, we cannot create something new in the database. The reason is, since it's if you're writing something new in the database, that will impact the others also. For that reason, we cannot go for much customization. Since why can't you go for much customization? The reason is we cannot create something new. Creating new is not possible. New in the sense new package, new procedure, new functionality. Functionality can be created by using some functions. Okay, all these objects will be helpful in creating a new functionality. Okay, these are the background and the back end will be having all these things, all these components will be there, which will yield some functionality for hiring an employee. As of now, Oracle has a seeded functionality of hiring an employee, but if the client wants, we don't need this functionality, want in a different way, then that cannot be achievable in SaaS application. Why? Because here client does not have right access to the database, since it was accessible by multiple clients. The cloud space might be accessible by multiple clients. For that reason, no client will have right access. For that reason, it is not that much extensible in the sense intense customization is not possible. But we will be having personalization. Little customization can be done, moving the field from one place to other field, and changing some field names. Such things are happen. That is nothing called personalization. Personalization means, I'll talk about personalization going forward. Some sort of, see, when you open a Facebook page, you will do the Facebook page should seems like I want blue background color. Okay, we can personalize your Facebook homepage, right? Such things can be done even in HCM also. Personalization can be done, but intense customization is not possible in SaaS type of application. The only reason is we will not have right access to the database. Why we will not have right access means the cloud space will be accessible by multiple clients. Okay, coming to PaaS application, whatever it is there, it is just reverse of it of SaaS. Instead of public cloud space, in PaaS, private cloud spaces. Okay, that is intended to only one particular client. Okay, for that reason, customization can be possible since it's intended to one client. Yeah, Ganesh, any questions?
Yeah, no more questions. Please continue.
I'm hearing some
Hello.
noise from you. That's the reason I asked you. Can you please go on mute? If it is needed, you can mute up and you can ask to me. Coming to private cloud space, coming to PaaS model, we'll be having private cloud space. Since it is shared to one client, right access will be given to the client, and they can create a new package, new procedure, new function, new functionality at all by using these business objects. Okay, and as they can create something new in the application, intense customization can be possible. Okay, whatever the customization they want to do, they can do that. Okay, but when compared with IaaS model, all these things will applicable here also. In IaaS also, it's a private cloud space. Along with that, since it's a private cloud space, it will be shared to one client, and that the right access will be provided. Along with that, customization is possible. Everything can happen. Okay, in even an IaaS model. The only change, the only difference between PaaS and IaaS model is, I'm sorry, I have to copy this Control C and Control V. Okay, intense customization possible and IaaS model also. The only difference between these things, PaaS and IaaS models are here. Operating systems might not be the access for operating systems might not be given in PaaS model. In infrastructure as a service, the entire infrastructure has to be brought by the client. In PaaS model, the product has to be brought by the client, but in infrastructure as a service, the entire infrastructure has to be brought by the client. In the sense, they have to buy the PowerPoint centers, as well as they have to buy the product, they have to buy the operating systems, and everything has to be brought by the client. Okay, that's the reason it is very costlier. This is out of all these three, this is the costliest one. Okay, here it is costlier. And obviously, Oracle product is it's somewhat costly only. But when compared to these three models, SaaS model is a little cheaper. The reason is it's a public cloud space shared across multiple persons. At the same time, here in SaaS application, since everything will be taken care by Oracle, since it's a public cloud space, right? Everything will be taken care by Oracle. Everything in the sense, all the database maintenance activities will be taken care by Oracle. And client does not put their headache in maintaining the database activities in SaaS type of application. Whereas in PaaS and IaaS model, client has to do some activities of maintaining the database. Maintaining the database is refreshes or upgrades along with the patchworks. Patchworks in PaaS model and patchworks in IaaS model has to be taken care by client itself. Okay, but since they will be having access to the database. Okay, but in SaaS model, everything will be taken care by the Oracle itself. For that reason, almost there are 100 clients for Oracle. Out of 100, 80 clients will accept SaaS model only. Till now, very 20 out of 100%, 20% of clients might be there for both PaaS and IaaS model. Remaining 80% of clients are for SaaS model only. Okay, which client will go for PaaS and IaaS models is where there is intense customization for their application and where there is an intense security for their application. For such applications, they will go for this PaaS model and IaaS model. Okay, if they don't need that much of customization, obviously they will go for SaaS models only. Guys, any questions till now?
No, man, no.
Correct, right? Okay, fine. Yeah, that's these are the different types of deployment solutions in Oracle. It's Oracle Fusion. One is cloud model, other one is on-premise model. These two will be considered as on-premise model, whereas SaaS can be considered as cloud model. Okay, why? Because in any of these models they will be giving cloud space, and for these two, everything will be there. Everything will be installed and on-premises of the client. Okay, this IaaS model and for this PaaS model, everything will be there in the premises of the client. That's the reason they are called as on-premise models. Okay. Anyways, let me go further. Going down, we are having something called here Fusion ERP Cloud releases. This is release one in the initial version. In the first version name is 11.1.1.5.1. See, this release version name. Why they have started with 11 is the cloud version came into open market as far as I know in the year 2010, and this Fusion came into picture into the open market is 2011. They have started development. They have started development so long back, But the first release was happened in the year 2010, but it came into open market in the year 2011. Okay, that's the reason they have started like this 11.1.5.1. And the current version name is 11.13.21. It might be 0.1, like this the current version name. How that what is the name? Let me try to explain the significance of this naming convention also. Okay, 11 is the first year it was released, and 13 is the current version of the release, and 21 is the current year number, and 0 is number of upgrades, and 1 is number of patches applied. Okay, you can see the version name in the application. Let me go into the application to show the application version name. As I said that for any application they will be giving some URL, and for that URL they will be having some username and password. Okay, I'm using some demo application. I can't use any client application here. Just typing the URL. See, in this particular URL, I haven't already logged into the application. That's the reason it directly logged in. But let me sign out and re-log into the application. Confirm. This is the application URL. Okay, and then I have to give username. And then password. Once you give that, you can able to log into the home page. Okay, this is the home page. This is basically when you give the username and password, generally directs to landing page. Sometimes landing page and home page will be same. That's the reason I have directly came to the home page here. Sometimes we'll configure the landing page differently, where you can see the analytics. Some analytics report might be created at the landing page. Here in our demo application, both landing page and home page are common. But anyways, to see the application version name, just click on this username. Here your username is there, right? Just type to that username. You'll be having some download arrow. Click on that arrow, and that you will be having a task called about this application. Click on this. You can see this is 11.13.21.01.0. Okay, 21A is nothing but the year it was released and the quarter it was released. A for first quarter, B for second quarter, 3 for third quarter, and D for fourth quarter. And this version was released in the year 2021 and in the first quarter of the year. Okay, and that's the reason the version name is 21A, 11.13.21.01.0. Guys, any questions on this versioning name? Naming convention of the version?
No more question.
Yes, fine. Anyways, that's nice. After that, our concern is Oracle. We need to talk about this Oracle Fusion offerings, Fusion Cloud offerings. Previously, we call it as modules. That name was converted to offerings now. Okay, whatever you call it as modules in the previous versions, in the previous applications, now we are calling that as an offering instead of module. Okay, in Oracle Fusion, we're having so many offerings, like in the sense so many modules like financial management, human capital management, supply chain management, project portfolio management, procurement, customer relationship management, governance, risk and compliance. Along with that, they have introduced so many other modules also, like recruitment module and health and safety module, medical. There are so many other modules came into picture, and it is somewhat older slide. That's the reason I was unable to capture all the offerings and modules now. Anyways, my concern is to talk about human capital management. I'm not concentrating on anything else. I want to talk about human capital management as part of this demo. And even in the course also, I will be talking about human capital management. In that human capital management module, I will be talking about some sub-modules. Okay, let me go further to talk about that. Oracle Fusion Human Capital Management was divided into 4 types of sub-modules or sub-offerings. And this is first one is workforce deployment. Let me talk about that. Workforce deployment. When you say workforce deployment, to deploy the workforce, first you need to set up a company. In the sense, first you need to set up an enterprise, correct? Guys, I'm asking you a question. if you want to set up employees, in the sense, if you want to set up your workforce, first you should be setting up your company, in the sense you should be setting your enterprise. Am I correct or not?
Yeah, it's good.
Are you guys listening to me? Just please confirm, buddies. Yeah, first you have to set up your enterprise.
Okay.
Okay. When you set up your enterprise is not a single entity. It will be having some multiple entities. Like the total structure of your enterprise is called enterprise structure. Okay, which is comprising multiple entities, multiple business objects. Okay, what are those enterprise structures? First, the topmost level of the organization is enterprise. Okay, after enterprise, you will be having something called divisions. Okay, and after divisions, you'll be having something called legal entities. I'll be talking about everything in detailed manner going forward, but as of now, I'm just giving an overall knowledge. Okay, what will be there in enterprise structures? Enterprise structure, the topmost level of the organization is enterprise, and then divisions, and then legal entities, and then business units, and then departments. Like this, you will be having different types of organization classifications in an enterprise. Okay, the most important one of these things: first enterprise, and then divisions, and then legal entities, and then business units, and then departments. These are different organization classifications. Okay, once all this was set, we need to hire an employee. Okay, once these things were laid into your company, once the enterprises were set and the branches and everything was coming to your company, then you start hiring an employee. Okay, when you want to hire an employee, you should be having some properties for the employee, like what is the job of the employee, what is the location of the employee, what is the grade of the employee, what is the department of the employee, what is the position of the employee. Like that, there will be so many properties to the employee. To hire an employee, first these things also should come into picture. What job, position, these things also should be loaded in the application. Then only you should be hiring the employee. Without having these details, when you hire an employee, what properties will be given to your employee? For that reason, you need to load these things: jobs, positions, locations, grades, departments, like this. This has to be loaded. Once these are loaded, these are all called as workforce structures. Actually, these all in business entities are called workforce structures. If these things are loaded, then you will go and hire an employee. Okay. So when you hire an employee, there might be some changes for your employee data, like some employee manager might get changed, some employee job might get changed, some employee position might get changed, grade might get changed, maybe department get changed. There might be termination of employee. There are something like reverse termination of an employee. There might be so many transactions might be happen. Okay, all those transactions and everything total can be considered as, I'm just giving an high-level knowledge of this, what comprises of workforce deployment. In that workforce deployment, I'm just talking about core HR part. Okay. All these enterprise structures creation, connection between them, workforce structures creations, connection between them, hiring an employee, and all the transactions doing on the employee, giving the personal details of the employee, giving the contact details of the employee, providing the assignment data for the employee. Everything will be comprises under core HR. Okay, core HR is nothing but dealing the data related to employees. Okay, going down, if you are having employees, we need to provide salary for the employee. Okay, payroll. Okay, if you want to provide salary for the employee, you need to run the payroll for them. To implement payroll for the employees, there will be so many things like creation of elements like earnings element, deductions elements, and creating a payroll definition. Whether one employee may get salary for monthly, other employee may get salary for semi-monthly, other employee may get salary bi-weekly. Depending upon the salaries frequency, we need to create multiple payroll definitions in the application, and how to connect the payroll definition to the employees, and how to connect the payroll definition to the elements, and we need to join everything, plug everything, and then we need to run the payroll. Okay, when you are running the payroll, we need to consider when the employee has taken any absences. If he is absent for the entire month, you should not provide salary for them. But then, in the sense, when you're running the payroll, you should be integrating with absence management. Okay. where this module will take care of absences of the employee. When the employee came to office, does not came to office. Such things will be taken care by absence management. And some companies will consider time and labor module also. Okay, so the company is calculating the time in and time out. Obviously, such companies needs this time and labor module also. Some companies does not calculate that. For example, a company like Oracle will not calculate, will not see the data like when the employee came to office and then the employee leaves the office. Okay, they will check whether the assigned work to the employee is completed or not, but nothing else. Okay, some companies will have some minimum working time in that office, like Infosys and Cognizant. They used to check an employee should be there in office for 3.5 hours. Otherwise, they'll say that they are on leave on that day if they didn't maintain the time in office for less than 3.5 hours. If such cases are there, they need to consider time and labor module also. Okay.
Meher, I have one question.
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah, please go.
So workforce deployment is all under coming to the HR, right? Is maintaining the HR department, right? What's our role here? What's our job doing here in this?
See, workforce deployment is having so many sub modules. I'm saying that. Okay, as part of see, we should not talk job at this point of time. I'm just trying to explain what workforce deployment is actually consisting of. See here, if you consider this particular picture, actually Fusion HCM is divided into 4 parts. One is workforce deployment. In that, you can able to see here.
Yes.
One is global HR, is nothing but core HR. Okay. Another one is payroll, global payroll and localizations. For every country, there will be a different set of payroll definition we have to create, and we have to run the payroll as per the taxation policies. Okay. For every country, different rules and regulations as per the taxes will be there, right? We have to consider everything. And global payroll interface at this point of time, I'll talk about that going forward. Okay, and absence management, time and labor, workforce management, and workforce predictions. All these comprises workforce deployment. Okay, I'm just trying to explain what workforce deployment consisting of. Here, it's not a job. It's nothing. There is no question of talking about the job. I don't know what's your intention to ask. Can you please repeat your question?
Actually, Meher, I'm new to in this actually. So what's our role once we join to the company? What's our role? Then what performance we have to do that?
Yeah, I'll talk about that going forward, but as of now, try to understand, please try to understand that what Oracle Fusion Human Capital Management is consisting of. Okay. I will answer, try to answer the question just in a while. Please be patient. Let me continue. I'm trying to explain what workforce deployment consisting of global HR, global payroll and localization, as I said, payroll module, and global payroll interface. I will talk about this. Absence management, time and labor, workforce management, workforce prediction. These all considered workforce. These all combinedly called as workforce deployment. And after that, workforce development is the other sub offering. What this workforce development consisting of? What modules this workforce development is consisting of is, see, the modules which are related to improve your career in a company, like talent management, performance management, goal management, succession management. These are all the modules related to enhance your career activities. In any company, these things will be there. Such modules are part of workforce development. And under that, we are having compensation management. Under compensation management, we are having compensation, incentive compensation, benefits, total compensation statement. Compensation is something like you'll be getting every monthly, depending upon the CTC assigned to you. But incentive compensation will be slightly different. When an employee or a person meets his target, accordingly he will get the incentives. Okay, the setups for this incentive compensation is different. The setups for compensation will be different. And coming to benefits, you know that, right? When you are working, when you are joining in a company, you will be having some benefits like medical insurance, health insurance. In US we'll be having dental insurance, all sort of insurances combinedly called as benefits. Okay, whether it will be applicable for only for you or for your family also, whether any multiple options are there, those all configurations are related to benefits. And coming to total compensation statement, combining both compensation and incentive compensation, that will use a total compensation statement. But this also we need to do some setups. Okay, Compensation management is having 4 sub other offerings called compensation, incentive compensation, benefits, and core total compensation statement. Coming down, we are having something called span business process. Okay, these are common to all these modules. First formulas. What is first formula? First formula will be created to do some complex calculations which are not doing by Oracle. Okay, for calculating some benefits. Different companies will have different benefit policies. Okay, if a person met some criteria, then only he is eligible for certain benefit. To configure such criteria, we may need some calculation methods. For achieving this calculation method, this fast formula will be used. These fast formulas will be used in global HR, global payroll, time and labor, absence management, and every module. Requirement will be there in every module. For that reason, these are common to everything. Common to these 3 things: fast formula, profile management, workforce director management, are common to all these modules. Okay. I didn't talk about one particular thing called as global payroll interface. Here there is something called global payroll interface. Global payroll interface means in Oracle Fusion they are not running the payroll, but Oracle Fusion will support to run the payroll in some other third-party application. For example, Fusion will have all the core HR data. This is red color is Fusion, and the other side we are having some other technologies, PS, EBS, and JD Edwards. These are some old technologies. PS is nothing but PeopleSoft, EBS is nothing but e-business suite, and JDE is nothing but JD Edwards. These are some old technologies. Instead of these things, we can put SAP, or else you can put ADP, or else you can put Pega. Okay, these are all new applications. Okay, ADP will take care of running the payroll for all the German legislations. Okay, for running the payroll for all the German employees, what Oracle has to do is Oracle has to send the core HR data for them. Okay, when Oracle send the data to ADP, all the employees data and the elements data to the ADP market, then they will run the payroll for all the employees and resend the data for all these employees. We have run the payroll for these pay periods, and it is successfully completed. Okay, once from Oracle we will be sending the data. After sending the data, ADP will consume the data and run the payroll in their application and give the information to Oracle again. Okay, this is nothing but coexistence model. In the sense, it is nothing but global payroll interface. Okay, here Oracle Fusion will act as an interface for running the payroll in some third-party application. Okay, for that reason, it was saying that in Oracle Fusion Human Capital Management, we will also support global payroll interface along with global payroll. Guys, any questions on this global payroll interface?
No questions.
Fine. Coming down, see, if you are aware of EBS, if I talk about this differences between EBS and Fusion Cloud, it is better understandable. But I don't think who are aware of EBS, I don't know. And I know that Ganesh, you are something new to this product, and we know this aware of the product, but he is entirely related to Oracle projects. For that reason, I'm not going to discriminate the difference between Fusion Cloud and EBS. Let me go down. Okay. As part of this particular training, I'll be talking about global HR and global payroll and US global payroll, as well as absence management. I'll be covering 3 modules only. We are having so many modules, but as part of this training, I'll be talking about only these 3 functionally. And technically, I'll be talking about HCM data loader, spreadsheet data loader, workflows, fast formulas, BA reports, ODB reports, HCM extract like this. Okay. And functionally, I'm talking about security also. Okay, this is the whole thing what I'm going to cover as part of our training, and I'll send the course content for you. One Excel sheet is there. I'll send the course content for you also going forward. Okay, and let me see what type of security we are implementing in Oracle Fusion is. We are implementing RBAC model security. Okay, RBAC model is role-based access control. See, to work in any application, first you should be having some username and password, right? As of now, I am having some HCM IMPL user. I have logged into the application with that user. Okay, but let me create one more user and let me see what tasks are there for that user without giving the roles. Okay, I said that role-based access control is the model of security implemented in HCM. Okay, what is this role-based access control? It means that whenever, depending upon the roles attached to the employees, he will get access to certain amount of tasks. Depending upon the roles assigned to the employee, he will get access to different tasks. Let me check. To create a user, you should be having, first you should be some implementer user, human capital management implementer user, application implementation user. If you are an application implementation user, you will be having access to create a user. Okay, this is called left navigator window. I'll talk about each and every icon going forward, but let me try to create a user now. To create a user, just click on this left icon, which is called left navigator window. Click on this. Inside this, go for tools. Okay, under tools, you'll be having one task called security console. Click on this security console. Okay, I'm just giving steps to create a user. Okay, see, in the user creation process is first of all should be going for left navigator window. In that, go for tools. Inside tools, you need to go for security console. Okay, inside once if you open the security console tab, it opened this page. But when I open this page, I got some warning. What is this warning? The import user and role application security data process are now successfully completed in the last 24 hours. One program known as import user and role application security data process. This has to be done intermediately in order to sync the roles created, sync the users created with the application. Okay, if any new user created, if any new role was created, if something new is created, that has to synchronize with the application. To make that sync with the application, we have to run this program, or we have to schedule this program, auto schedule this program. Where to do that is just open this. I'm opening a new tab, duplicate tab. To run that program also, we need to go for the same area, go for this left navigator pane. In this left navigator pane, just open the same tools. Here we're having one process called schedule processes. By clicking on the schedule process, we can run this particular task, import user and role application security data process. Click on schedule new process. It's a single task actually. It's taking time, please wait. I don't know why it is taking this much time. In general, it should not take this much time. Let me refresh the page. Yeah, it's not a job set, it's a single job. That's the reason I'm selecting this particular option and try fetching this like this. Or else, by giving the name, you can click on tab, automatically it will fetch the data. Otherwise, click on search by clicking on the small arrow icon. Click on search and give the name here and click on search. Don't give the entire name. You can give it partially. It's taking time. Please wait. It's taking a lot of time, guys. Please wait. See, once if you run this program, this error message will not come into picture. Not this error, this warning message will not come into picture. To run this particular process, we need to come here. Other problem is there is a space here. Okay, because of the space, it is not getting the data. We should not give any space here. Now I get the name. Import user and role application security data. That's the process name. You can see here import user and role application security data. Up to here, the process name it is. Here we need to, once it is selected, click on OK. Okay, and you click on OK again. Now we can see that need to submit it. The one process ID will be generated 333149003. And if you can refresh, you can see that process name. Okay, as of now, in wait, in little while it will start ready processing. Okay, get ready. Once this completed, now after then, this warning message will not come into picture. Okay, this has to be done every 24 hours. Since it's a demo application, nobody scheduled it. But in real time, this will be scheduled for every 24 hours in general. Anyway, let me go for users tab to create a new user. As of now, in default, you'll come to roles tab. Go for users tab. Okay. See, I want to create a new user. That's the reason click on add user account. Okay, after coming to users tab, click on add user account. See, when creating a user, this is having two types of users. One is none, other one is worker. Who is none means something like developer or some other third-party person. Okay, who will be nowhere relationship with the company. Okay, but other one is worker, right? Worker is nothing but who will use the application, who is the end user of the application. He is not a developer. Who is going to use that application? Okay. Worker is something like employee of that particular company. Here, Vision Corporation is the company name. Vision Corporation is the company name. If I'm going to create a worker type of user, he should be an employee of that Vision Corporation. And none type of person user means he is not an employee, but he is the person who is to configure the application, who is to develop the application. Anyways, I'm a developer. Let me create a none type of user. Guys, you get me? None type of user and worker type of user.
Sir, come again.
You are not having disaster. None type of user, something like who will not be part of the company. He will just be in the company till the he will be just using the particular application till the configuration is there. For developmental activities, none type of users will be there. But worker type of user will be the end users, means who is going to use the application, who is part of the company. Okay. Worker means he is going to work in that company. None means he is not the worker of the company, but he is going to use the application to configure it, develop it. Okay.
So using that is maintaining the application, right? None.
Maintenance just for implementing it. See, once Oracle has given the application, it is not a full-fledged application. Somebody has to configure it, right? That somebody is nothing but none type of user. None type of user. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
You get clarity now, none and worker.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Let me try to create a user here. Let me give some first name like Vikram, last name something like Rathod. When I give first name and last name, when I click on tab, my username was generated automatically. Okay, and my username is Vikram.Rathod. I didn't create any username, but it came automatically. The reason is, let me show you a small setup. For seeing the username generation rule setup, I need to go for the same navigation. This left navigator window. Inside the tools, inside the security console. Here you need to go for user categories. Open the default user category. Here, when I click on edit, here the username generation rule is first name dot last name. Because of this small setup, my username was generated as first name, whatever the first name, and whatever the last name, that is created as first name dot last name. Okay. Because of a small setup, it was generated like that. Let me give some password. I have to retype the same passwords, click on save and close. Okay, I have created a user called Vikram Rathod. Just check that whether the user is created or not. Vikram Rathod is created. Okay.
Okay. Okay, fine.
Let me log into using this username. Okay. Take the URL. I'm going for some other search engine. In the same search engine, I already logged in, right? That's the reason I should not do there. I just went for some other search engine and typing this Vikram dot. I should copy this. Okay, I'm giving, let me give a password. The password what I have given when creating this user. I have given welcome one. Now, by using this user, I'm able to log into the application. Okay. But Vikram is not having all the tasks whatever having for HCM IMPL user. Okay, for HCM IMPL user, you can go for so many areas like service sales, service me, procurement, my kind of help desk, but Vikram is not having all that. He's having very limited access. What is there for HCM is not there for Vikram. The reason is Vikram is not having roles attached to his account. Okay, in Oracle HCM and Oracle Fusion HCM, we are implementing role-based access control security, because it means that whatever the role attached, depending upon that, you will get access to different tasks. Okay. Anyways, I'll talk about how to attach the roles and what are the different types of roles and everything. I'll discuss going forward in the next classes. I want to stop at this point. Any questions as of now?
There are no more questions. Harry.
Then let me conclude the class. Okay.
Yeah.
Bye for now. Meet you tomorrow. Tomorrow or day after tomorrow.